Welcome you all to the AgriVision for You YouTube channel. I am currently running this series of Navier-Stokes equation. Recently I have derived the Navier-Stokes equation, and now I am switching towards the numericals of Navier-Stokes equation. So basically I don't think a lot of students understood the derivation of Navier-Stokes equation, but don't worry about it, don't bother about it. Actually the numericals of this equation is very easy. You may find it very easy compared to the derivation. See, I have to tell the derivation before teaching any numerical. That's the part of teaching, but that doesn't mean you should worry about the derivation. The only important part of that derivation is the last equation. So don't worry about it, just stay positive and just solve numericals. I will be taking some numericals, so close your eyes and just follow me blindly whatever I am telling. So let's start with this numerical. This numerical, I guess it is from GATE 2020. So I will go step by step, just follow me. I will be telling all the things from the basic. Okay, so let's start. Here they are saying an incompressible viscous fluid is placed between the two infinite horizontal parallel plates. Okay, the plates move in the opposite direction with the constant velocities u1 and u2. So the upper plate is moving in the positive x direction and the lower plate is moving in the negative x direction with u2 as a velocity magnitude. Then they are saying the pressure gradient in the x direction is 0 and the only body force is due to the fluid weight. Okay, so I have already told this thing to when I was deriving the derivation, that we are considering only body force as a weight. Okay, so the flow is steady, laminar and two dimensional. Assume velocity component in the y direction to be 0. Okay, so basic thing is that first I will draw the direction. This is the positive x direction and this is the positive y direction. So this will be the negative y direction and this will be the negative x direction. Okay, so now first of all you just have to write the basic Navier-Stokes equation. So I will be writing the basic Navier-Stokes equation. Three dimensional. Okay, so you have to write full Navier-Stokes equation in positive x direction. So you have to write this equation each and every time when you see a Navier-Stokes equation problem. Okay, so first thing is that how to identify that the given problem is of Navier-Stokes equation. So see, whenever most of the times whenever the word comes like pressure gradient, so you may find that you may think about the Navier-Stokes equation. This is the first hint. And second thing is that it comes from practice. When you will practice more and more questions, you will find it easily, means there is no such issue. So let's start with the basic thing, like they are telling an incompressible viscous fluid. Okay, so from the kinematics chapter you may know about this equation, del u by del x plus del v by del y plus del w by del z equal to 0. This is the continuity equation, as well as this is the, we can call it incompressible equation. So if you don't know about this equation, don't worry about it, you will learn in the fluid kinematics chapter. So okay, so this is the first hint we got from the given question. Second thing is that it is saying that the upper plate is moving in the positive x direction and the lower plate is moving in the negative x direction. Okay, so this is the positive and this is also positive. They have already given the Cartesian coordinate. So next thing is that the most important thing, pressure gradient in the x direction is 0. Okay, so this is very important statement. You have to neglect this. The pressure gradient in the x direction is 0. So this term will be the 0. And the only body force is due to the weight. Okay, that doesn't matter. The flow is steady. Okay, this is very important. Steady means the properties of a fluid are not changing with respect to time. So the properties of fluid like density, viscosity, kinematic viscosity, so all those things are constant with respect to time. So okay, so steady. So if each and every time it is mentioned that the flow is steady, then du by dt, change in velocity with respect to time, will be 0. So this is the meaning of steady. So we have to cancel this term also. Okay, so next I will come to the laminar. Okay, laminar flow is okay, and two dimensional. Okay, so two dimensional flow means you have to cancel the this term. Okay, understood? Since it is two dimensional, if it is one dimensional, then you have to cancel this also. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Next, the last sentence is that assume velocity component in the y direction to be 0. Okay, so y direction velocity component in y direction is 0 means the velocity component in the x direction is u, the velocity component in y direction is v, and the velocity component in z direction is w. Okay, so they are telling this term is 0 means v is 0, velocity component is 0, so means v is 0. So you have cancelled v. If you are equating v with 0, this term will be 0. Okay, understood? So okay, so next step is that the fluid is incompressible viscous fluid. So since it is two dimensional, I will cut this. We have equation del u by del x plus del v by del y equal to 0, but we have already given that the v equal to 0 means the velocity component in the y direction is 0. You have to cancel this. Change in velocity with respect to y direction will be 0 since v is equal to 0. That means we got del u by del x should also be 0. If del u by del x is 0, this term u into 0 will be 0. So this will be 0 and this term will also be 0. So you left with 0 equal to rho gx plus mu del square u by del y square. Okay, so there is a problem with this term. Okay, rho gx, so this is gx, okay, means the gravity in the x direction, acceleration due to gravity in the x direction. Since from this figure we can say that the gravity will act in the negative y direction. So the component of the acceleration due to gravity term in the x direction will be 0. So this will be 0. So you left with 0 equal to mu del square u by del y square. This will be your equation. So what was that equation? 0 equals mu del square u Okay, so to remove this second order partial differential equation, we have to integrate it. So I will write it like this. So this will be 0. So you will left with del square u by del y square equal to 0. Okay. So if we integrate it, you will get del u by del y equal to c1. Okay. So this is the equation number 2 or 1, whatever, it doesn't matter. So you have to integrate again. Okay. You have to remove this partial derivative. So if you again integrate it, you will get u equal to c1 y plus of c2. So this will be the equation number 3. Okay. Now the most important step of this Navier-Stokes equation is the boundary condition. Boundary conditions, and we will get the boundary conditions from the diagram. Like the y distance starts from here. When we take y equal to 0, at point y equal to 0, we will get the velocity u equal to u2. This is the first boundary conditions you may get. The second boundary condition is at y equal to b. This is the distance b. At y equal to b means at this point the velocity would be u1. So these are the two boundary conditions are there. Why not 3? Because we have only the two constant. We have to remove the two constants, so we need only two boundary conditions, and we have got that two boundary conditions. So I told at y equal to 0. Okay, sorry, one mistake happened, that it is in the negative u2 means here minus u2 should be there, because it is moving in the negative x direction. Okay, and u1 is moving at the positive x direction, so here the positive sign will be there plus u1, and here the plate is moving in the negative x direction, so here negative sign will be there. So at y equal to 0, u equal to minus of u2, and at y equal to b, u equal to positive u1. Okay, so put these equations here. Put minus of u2 instead of u equal to c1 into 0 plus of c2. So you will get c2 equal to minus of u2. So this will be your equation. Now put second boundary conditions. You will get put u1 instead of u equal to c1. The y will be b plus of c2. Okay, so from here we will get c1 equal to u1 minus c2 divided by b. So we can put c2 equal to c1 u1 minus of u2 divided by b. So here you will get u1 capital U1 plus u2 divided by b. Okay, so we have got the equation of c1 and the equation of c2. Put these two equations here, like it will become u equal to c1 into y plus of c2. We have got c1 equal to and c2 equal to. We have got c1 equal to u1 plus u2 divided by b, and we got c2 as minus of u2, minus of u2. Okay, so put this here, means u equal to u1 plus u2 by b multiply by y plus of minus of u2. So u1 plus u2 minus of u2. So I think we got our final equation, and from this equation it is matching with the option number A. So this will be our final answer. So I hope you have understand the basic numerical of Navier-Stokes equation. So numericals are quite easy, only the basic concepts are required, and I will be taking more and more examples of this equation. So that's it. Thank you so much.